Let's talk about a quiet struggle that is far more common and far more dangerous than almost any other health crisis right now. It is loneliness. If you feel it, you are absolutely not alone. You've reached a stage in life where the constant hum of a busy household, the non-stop demands of a career, and the easy access to social circles might have faded. Maybe you've lost a spouse, your kids have moved far away, or retirement left a huge gap where daily interaction used to be. Loneliness is not just a feeling, it is a physical health risk. Studies show it's as damaging as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. But here is the critical truth. Loneliness is not a life sentence. It is a signal. It is a signal that one of the essential bridges in your life needs to be rebuilt. Over the next several minutes, we're going to give you a 3-part blueprint, the 3 bridges to connection, that will not only help you manage loneliness, but actively build a life so rich with purpose and connection that isolation simply can't survive. You're going to want to stick around for bridge number 3 because it reveals the single most effective way to forge deep, reciprocal friendships after 60, and it has nothing to do with joining a club. Let's start building. We have to start on the inside. Loneliness often happens when we are uncomfortable being alone with ourselves. We rely on external noise to distract us from internal dialogue. The first step to overcoming loneliness is to learn to love your solitude. If you find yourself dwelling on past decisions, past relationships, or feeling regret over paths not taken, you are isolating yourself in your own memory. This is called time travel anxiety, and it fuels loneliness. The self-compassion shift. Treat yourself like you would treat your dearest friend. If your best friend told you, "I regret X decision I made 30 years ago," you wouldn't beat them up over it. You would validate their feeling and pivot them back to the present. You must do the same for yourself. Acknowledge the feeling. Forgive the past version of yourself for doing the best they could with the knowledge they had. And then consciously tell yourself, that was then. This is now. I am here. You need to know what brings you genuine joy when no one else is around. This is your comfort inventory. Loneliness is often the fear that we have nothing interesting to offer ourselves. Spend a week actively cataloging activities that provide deep satisfaction. Reading that nonfiction book you always meant to, working on a complex puzzle, mastering a difficult recipe, or spending uninterrupted time with music. These solitary activities are not time fillers, they are self-validation practices. They prove to your subconscious that your company is valuable even when it's just yours. When you value your own time, you stop seeking external validation to fill a void. You seek it to share an abundance. Your brain is often your loudest and therefore most isolating roommate. Commit to just 10 minutes of stillness every morning. This is not formal meditation, it's simply sitting in quiet, observing your thoughts without judgment. This practice lowers cortisol and calms the nervous system. When you are internally calm, you are externally open. You become a quieter, more magnetic presence that draws people in, rather than a frantic energy that pushes them away. Loneliness thrives in a vacuum. It flourishes when there is no clear direction or reason to get out of bed. The single most powerful antidote to isolation isn't finding someone to talk to, it's finding someone to help. When you engage in a mission, you become necessary. And when you are necessary, you are connected by default. Your decades of experience are an invaluable resource, a currency that does not depreciate. The younger generation desperately needs your wisdom, your resilience, and your proven track record. The mentorship mandate. Find a way to share your expertise. Volunteer at a local nonprofit that aligns with your professional background. Mentor a high school student interested in your former industry. Even better, participate in reverse mentorship by finding a younger person to teach you a new skill, like social media, new software, or digital photography. When you teach, you are giving. And when you are giving, you are fulfilling a deep human need for contribution. This isn't just a mood boost, it's a profound anchor of purpose. Purpose doesn't have to involve other people, but it must involve creation. Start a legacy project, a goal that requires planning, commitment, and skill. This could be compiling your detailed family history, writing a memoir for your grandchildren, cultivating a community garden plot, or restoring a piece of furniture. A legacy project forces you to engage the planning part of your brain, which is the part of the brain we use when we have a future. When you have a future-oriented mission, you are too busy creating value to dwell on the past or feel isolated in the present. It creates a schedule that you look forward to. Look around your immediate community. What is missing? Is the local park messy? Is there an elderly neighbor who needs light assistance? Is there a committee that needs a sharp mind? Taking ownership of a small community problem immediately places you in a leadership role, introduces you to others who share your values, and turns you from an observer into an active participant. We've covered the internal work and the purpose work. Now let's talk about the final, most direct step, how to move beyond shallow pleasantries and forge deep reciprocal bonds. The mistake most people make is joining a large, random group and hoping for the best. Quality crushes quantity in the fight against loneliness. When meeting someone new or interacting with an acquaintance, avoid the typical conversational monologue about yourself. Use the 5-minute reciprocity rule. The goal of the first 5 minutes is to ask one question that requires thought, not a yes or no answer, and then genuinely listen to the reply. Examples: what's the most surprising skill you've learned in the last 5 years? Or what is one book that truly changed how you look at the world? After they answer, share a small, relatable detail about yourself. This creates reciprocity. You are looking for a shared vulnerability or a shared passion, not a shared history. A friendship starts when two people share something real, not when two people share the same room. The most powerful way to bond with a new person is through a shared challenge. Sitting and having coffee is nice, but doing something mildly difficult together creates a bond. Instead of joining a casual book club, join a Tai Chi class where you are both awkward beginners. Join a Toastmasters group where you both have to overcome a fear of public speaking. Join a DIY workshop where you both have to learn to use a router. The struggle, the laughter over mistakes, and the shared victory create immediate, deep camaraderie. The struggle is the glue. Deep relationships thrive on consistency, not intensity. It's better to send a short, meaningful text to 3 different people every Monday morning than to have one massive social event every 3 months. Commit to contacting 3 people you care about every week, not just when you need something, but just to say, thinking of you, or I saw this article and it made me think of that conversation we had. These small, low-effort acts of maintenance signal to your loved ones and your community that you are reliable, present, and worth investing in. Loneliness is not a personal failure, it is a lack of structure. By actively building these 3 bridges, the inner bridge, the purpose bridge, and the social bridge, you are creating a fortified life that is immune to the creeping isolation of old age. It's time to stop waiting for connection to come to you. It's time to get up, engage, and create the mission that draws people in. Hit that like button if you are ready to start building your bridges today. And here is the most important part. In the comments below, tell us, what is the first small, actionable step you will take tomorrow morning to build one of these 3 bridges? Are you committing to your 10-minute stillness practice, or are you signing up for that local volunteer orientation? Let us know.